Hi everybody, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here. I hope you are well today. I want to talk about why working from home can be really helpful for us. Now, remembering that this is my experience, I know that some of us can't work, some of us don't have the option, but if you can, I want to share the top 5 reasons why I find working from home helpful. Now, I share all of these resources because I really want to share anything that can help you in your journey. I spent a long time by myself with no resources at all. And over the last 9 years, I've been building up a repository of resources for you. I have over 300 blog posts at melissavsfibromyalgia.com and something like 150 videos on my YouTube channel. These all exist to share what I've been learning with you. They're a blend of research and personal experience, and sometimes I've done surveys to provide other people's experiences. So I hope you'll check all those resources out. My brand new book, Fibromyalgia Won't Win, is also out, and I'll put the link to that below. That's my whole story with all of my key healing pillars. But without further ado, let's get into the top 5 reasons working from home is helpful. So there are 5 good reasons why working from home helps. Now, I've been working from home since before COVID, before the whole working from home thing became more of a thing. I did it when I was contracting after my first baby. It was a great way to be flexible around baby, husband. He was a shift worker at the time, and obviously my health. And then when I went back into the office, whenever it was an opportunity, an option, I took it to work from home. Obviously, over the last few years with COVID and maternity leave, I've been in and out, but for a majority of the time now, I work from home as much as possible, and it's all for these top 5 reasons. So number 1 is that it's really easy to administer your pain relief. So whether it's your heat pack, whether it's applying those strong smelling topical creams, you're not going to be irritating other people's nostrils, and nobody is noticing when you get your granny heat pack out. I don't know what it is about heat packs, but after a few microwaves, they kind of look gross. But other things like taking a break to take your medicines, or maybe having a hot shower, whatever it is you need to do is just easier from home. Number 2, pacing well. So it's again just that freedom to do what you need to do when you need to do it. So you can use your breaks to have a lie down and pace the day as you need. So eating is easier too. So if you're a grazer like me and you eat little bits here and there, that's easier to do at home during your morning tea break. You could take a wander about the house or the yard, or you could sit down with a cup of tea or coffee and do some deep breathing. Or you could lie flat on your bed. So doing a brief meditation or a breathing practice is a really great way to get some energy going. You can use your lunch break for a full stop rest. I am a big advocate for a proper full rest each day as possible, and I do yoga nidra, as you know, and it is just a full stop. So lie down in a dark room with a heat pad on, with covering on my eyes, and I do my yoga nidra meditation, which helps me relax profoundly. Even just 20 minutes makes a big difference for me. Even at this point, I credit yoga nidra and pacing with how I'm able to manage so much while living with symptoms at a level of about 60%, or 60 on the ME/CFS fibromyalgia rating scale. So it's a big deal. But if you're having a tricky morning, then you can perhaps take more rest in the morning and then do more hours in the afternoon. Or if you know the morning is your best time, then you can do more in the morning and less in the afternoon. I've got a whole training about pacing, so I'll link that for you below as well, because it's a big area that can really impact our day-to-day life and help us, and working from home is a wonderful complement to that when we can. Number 3, yoga or gentle stretching. So we kind of touched on this with breathing practices and meditation breaks, but you can do yoga stretches without kind of poking your butt out in the office. So any stretches you need to do, for example, my back and my pelvis are a problem, so I'm doing a lot of cat and cow pose on the floor on all fours, but it just means you can stretch around without looking odd. I need to stretch my neck a lot, so that's handy to be able to just do it without feeling self-conscious. And again, in any of your little breaks, you could do a little yoga break. I've got lots of yoga classes, including yoga in your chair and yoga for at work. I have a whole program on yoga for work, but you can check out my playlist for that. Number 4, and this is probably the most important for me, is ergonomics. So I've never worked in a place where they've been able to set up my desk completely well. There was a job a long time ago where they did, but generally I don't work for organizations with a lot of money. And in the organization I work now, we kind of hot desk because there's not a lot of desks available, which means it's very difficult to set it up ergonomically correctly. And for someone with back and neck issues, I cannot sit at a computer without good ergonomics. So being at home means you can set it up completely as you need, and that includes temperature control, lighting, windows, your computer, your chair, your desk, everything. You can control it. Now, you might have to pay for it yourself. I know there are some areas where you can get grants for that, but I just set my stuff up exactly as I need. Obviously, I use it for blogging as well as my work, but it means that sometimes it's literally the difference between being able to work and not. So there have been a lot of days where I'm capable of work, but physically being present in the office would take me past my edge of coping. Those flickering lights at work, or the loud noises, or the distractions, and even just the drive, right? It's a waste of time. If you can sit down and get started, that's half an hour of energy you can use on work instead of driving, or busing if you have to go public transport. So the 5th, and the one that I think that will appeal to your employer the most as well, is productivity. You get heaps done without constant interruptions and without the little stresses that the office provides. So research suggests it takes something like half an hour to settle back into work after each interruption. And think of all the interruptions: people coming in and out, fire drills, big trucks coming into the driveway, emails, phone calls. Like, it's constant, right? Especially if you work with more than a few people. And I've always just found that I get more done at home. It helps that I'm self-motivated, so I know that I can get on with it. So for some people that's the opposite, but I am great at getting on with it. With the invention of Zoom and virtual meetings, I found that managing meetings virtually has been more streamlined and really helpful. I find it's really helpful to just get what I need from a colleague with a specific agenda than it is trying to catch them during the day in the office at little bits and pieces of time. But as I said above, it reduces the days that I wouldn't be able to work as well. So I avoid extra sick leave or extra unpaid leave, because there are days, like especially now in these times of pandemic, like you can hear that I've got a little bit of a cold right now. My kids often have colds, so I can do my work, but I can't be in the office sharing my germs. So I'm saving a lot of time and energy and work getting done. So it boosts our productivity. But it is good to know when you need a sick day and when you need to have that rest day. But I've shared a couple of posts about productivity, so I'll put a link to that as well. So let me know, do you find working from home with fibromyalgia useful? What is your favorite of these 5? Like, what is the most appealing to you? Is it productivity? Is it ergonomics and setting up your desk well? Is it being able to stretch as you need? Or is it good pacing? Is it just the fact that it can help you manage your day better? Or is it that you can administer pain relief better? Which of those 5 makes it the best for you? Or which of those 5 is the reason you would like to be able to work from home? Now, if you want to be able to work from home, then I'd make a little case to your boss. If there is a possibility with the type of work you do, make a case to your boss. Give them a brief, including the productivity and how you think it could make it better for you and what outcomes you think it'll get for them. Thank you so much for listening and being here. I've got lots of resources below, so check them out. I do have a lot. I'm sorry if that feels overwhelming. I'll put the key ones first and then additional ones after. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.